Last episode, we suffered defeat in a top-of-the-table clash that could affect our hopes at promotion. So with everything left to play for, can we finish this season strong? Alright guys, this is it. The end of Season 1 comes today and everything's still on the line, promotion at stake, so much to play for. We finally snuck back into third place at the end of last episode, so it's ours to lose at this point. We just need to keep it up. 6 games remain for us, and honestly with a fully fit squad, it's ours to lose at this point, so without further ado, let's get to the games. Well, of course, the first game of our Vital 6 here was trashed by poor recording software, so although the game went well itself, not too many notable highlights to show. It was a close 1-0 victory. You can kind of see Shandon winning it there, but I just can't help shake the feeling that we need a little bit more help in offense, especially if we want to win these next critical 5 matches. So I'm trying something a little bit different. Bozdogan and Bujaleb both as more attacking-minded midfielders. Shandon is going to play more of a false 9 position, and hopefully that can get Skripski and also Farfan more involved. We'll see if it pays off, but we're going with the risky decision for now. Alright, well, back into action. Another vital one for us. I mean, it's all in our hands at this point. If we win every game, the remaining 5, we will be guaranteed promotion, but a lot of these results, if we don't, will be pending on how the other teams near us do. If we can at least just see them out. I don't care too much about winning the league or anything like that. It's not really in our hands at the moment, but like I said, promotion is the ultimate goal for this season. Nothing else would be acceptable, so we're going to give it everything we got. Some clever link-up play here. Farfan getting involved exactly like I was saying before this game. This is the new game plan, trying to get the wingers into play, and hopefully those more attacking-minded 2 central midfielders we have will be able to get more goal involvements as well, especially with Bozdogan doing so well recently. I think he deserves to be playing a little bit higher up the pitch. Our defense, as always, no real concerns, even with one less defensive midfielder. Sean Hawkins more than capable of locking things down out of the back line. Becker as well, notable shout at right back. I feel like he hasn't gotten too much press this season, but he's just really reliable, never makes too many mistakes, and really just the kind of player that keeps this team ticking. Hopefully our offense can as well. It's been a little spotty at times this season, but so far we've started here on the front foot, and although we haven't quite scored yet, you gotta feel like something good is coming our way with all this possession. We're creating chances. We just need someone with a clinical edge to finish them. Shandon, who's been the man to do that most of the season, sends that one way well over and wide of the post. But at least he's trying. Like I said, we're creating chances. I think it's a matter of time if we can continue to control the game like this before we end up finding the back of the net. We just need, again, a little bit more clear-cut of an opportunity. Maybe Bozdogan flying down the wing and enjoying life a little further up the pitch. I think he deserves it the way he's been playing. Skripski working the ball around. Beautiful stuff. Bujaleb back for Skripski. Oh, he's brought down in the box. No penalty call given. Well, that was our best chance of the game so far, but again, we can't get the shot off at the end of the move, and finally, the opposition sends one back our way, testing Himmelman only just a little bit, but the goalkeeper with an uncharacteristic mistake, giving it away, foul at the edge of the area, and just like that, a chance coming back in our direction off of the free kick here. Hopefully, yeah, it's well over the post there. We got to be careful in those situations, because despite controlling the game, all it's going to take is one little moment to see us slip behind in this one. Scoreline still level coming to the end of the first half. Bujaleb, ball forwards, Farfan now running into space and using his pace. Can we capitalize? Shandon, surely he'll finish, and he does. Schalke take the lead 1-0, and you gotta say, it's been coming. This is exactly how we would have wanted to play this game. We've been in total control, like I said earlier. It's been all Schalke outside little chances here or there, like off the free kick for the opposition, but that is great stuff. Shandon, as usual, the one to finish on the end of these. He's been a real leader from the front, and a really great captain for the side too. With Huntelaar not playing a whole lot this season, Shandon has been the one to pick up the reins in his absence. Another change shaping up here, cuts it back. Bujaleb, the latest to crack a shot at goal, saved by the goalkeeper, and lovely stuff here as we continue to pile on the pressure, looking for yet another goal. But we got to be careful here. We've seen so many of these 1-0 wins turn on us this season, and hopefully this is not one of them. Defending for our lives here, and Himmelman has no right to keep that out. The goalkeeper with another unbelievable reflex save. I gotta say, I feel like it's not too often that goalkeepers get the recognition they deserve, but he has far and away, I think, been the player of the season for us so far. A couple other names in competition for that maybe. Obviously, Chandan's been great, maybe Chaw in the backline, but I think the sheer amount of points Himmelman has probably saved us with some of these saves over the course of the season has been worth that alone. Skripski, ooh, not too far off, looking to change something here. He's had a really difficult season. Definitely not scoring or assisting with the regularity he would want, even playing out on the wing. It's just been really poor. Obviously a quality player. I mean, there's a reason I've been starting him in all these games, but something's just missing in front of goal. And hopefully he can start to kick it into gear here in the later stages of this season, as well as going into next season. He's a player I do want to keep around. Bozdogan now spreading the pitch wide. Sidi Sane coming on and using his pace. Another one who's starting to find his feet this season, looking for the head of Igal Brook, the other substitute. Nothing comes of that move, though. We maintain our 1-goal lead. Can we just see this game out? It's so important for us. Igal Brook getting forwards. Can we pile on with a second? That would be even better. Merjan looking to slip him through. Igal Brook in space. The pacey striker getting forwards and looking to get a shot off. Eventually poked away by the defense there, showing his threat. Maybe can we get one more chance here? Bozdogan slips him through again. Brook in front of goal. Tests the goalkeeper, but he does end up making the save. 92 minutes gone. We do see it out. It's becoming our thing this season. 1-0 wins, but again, we'll take it 3 points. It's a big win for the team, and we move on. Alright, well, a very tense situation coming into the last 4 games of the season. Like I said, it's ours to lose at this point. 66 points sneaks us just ahead of the second place team to keep ourselves in first. If we win our last 4 games, we are guaranteed to take home the title. Obviously, promotion is probably the only thing that matters, but going for the title would be a nice addition while we're at it. So with that said, let's get to the rest of these games and finish up this season strong. Alright, here we go, a chance to prove ourselves. Despite struggling on and off with consistency this season, it's starting to look good from Schalke once again. I honestly think most of it, in terms of our form, was just down to injuries. Fortunately, everyone's back in the squad and looking pretty sharp too. Hawkins has shored up the back line once again. Obviously, Chandan coming back from injury. And really, between he and Brook, we are in good hands in terms of our strikers. Both of them, very different skill sets, obviously, very different players, but they both offer something just a little bit unique, and it's good to have options up top. Tough tackle flying in there from Becker, and our defense pretty rough and tumble like usual. Unfortunately, there results for an injury to the opposition player. You don't like to see that, but on the bright side, we have kept chances to a minimum. Philip Oakes getting that ball forward. Skripski now sprinting into space, getting his head up, tries to slide through. Chandan not too far off, hasn't quite come off for us yet, but like usual, we've been in control of the match, and we'll look to keep that up. Skripski, like I said earlier, trying to get more involved, a little central, as we try to bring the best out of the striker who hasn't really found his footing this season. Bozdogan trying to charge through in the box, and he still somehow comes away with it. Still going, and play continues. It hasn't quite been beautiful, but we maintain possession. Bozdogan in the box now. Can he finish? Yes! Straight past the goalkeeper to score for Schalke. Bozdogan getting involved time and time again over the last episode or two. He is really on the flip side of Skripski, finding his footing. Bozdogan showing what he can do. Obviously one of the most high potential players in the squad, but also quickly becoming one of the most important in the moment. He's scoring goals, he's controlling the tempo from the center of the pitch, and he's becoming one of our most important players over the last couple game weeks. Shaw doing well to defend there, and we barely get it away, but we do get it away eventually. Skripski finds Bozdogan again, and now we are on the counterattack here. Schalke have some pace to use. Chandan finding Skripski, who despite not scoring or assisting just yet in this game has looked dangerous, although it is eventually poked away. Bozdogan picking that ball up. Skripski again in the box, still going, looking to open up the angle for a shot, and again just not quite coming off for him. It seems like he's always just an inch behind or something like that. Definitely a dangerous player, but it's not always worked out for him. Unfortunately for us, though, that missed opportunity means that a goal scored by the opposition ties things back up just before halftime. 1-1. The game continues here, and we need a win. We know it. Every point we drop from here to the end of the season could be a point that the opposition below us makes up on the table, and we need to make sure that we find ourselves in Division 2 come next season. We are still in good shape, but we got to finish this game strong, that's for sure. Bozdogan, little ball snuck through. Farfan clipping it back. Lovely play from Schalke, but again, that finishing edge just not quite found here. And unfortunately for us, time is running out. The opposition coming in our direction. A chance in the box. Himmelman, well, that save could just be the difference between us losing this game and at least hanging on for a draw. Still disappointing, but again, the goalkeeper showing his quality like he has all season. Like I said, though, disappointing. We really should have come away with a win there. Points dropped a point apiece here with that draw. Now we got 3 games left to show what we got here. Hopefully that doesn't slip us out of first place, let alone a promotion spot, but only time will tell. It will come down to the results of the teams around us. So it's 3 games left to play, the biggest test yet, and we move on. Alright, well, lucky enough, somehow we've hung on to first place. The teams around us slipping up just a little bit, so we're fortunate to be in first, but we are still there, and it all comes down to this game, guys. We take on third place Dynamo Dresden in a match that really could determine which of these teams gets promoted come the end of this season. So with everything on the line, let's get straight to it. Alright, here we go. Time running out at the end of this season. We are still in first place, and despite maybe not having the most consistent season, the rest of the league isn't either. It's been very hit or miss with a lot of these teams. Coming into first place, dropping out all season long, and really it was late in the season here that we found ourselves top of the table. Most of the season we were trailing and just looking to stay in a promotion spot, but we'll take what we can get here, and if we can win our next couple of matches, we're pretty close to the end of the season here, and we could close it out with a really notable finish here if we end up taking home the title, but a lot still to play for. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. This could be a tough match. A lot on the line for both of these teams. A loss here could potentially mean slipping out of those top 3 spots for either of these sides. Particularly Dynamo Dresden. If they lose this one, they could be in dire shape with only a handful of games remaining here. Bujalev finding himself in the box, looks to chip the goalkeeper. No! Well, that was our chance early in the game here to take a lead, and with so many of our games finishing 1-0 either way this season, I think one goal could easily determine this game, and hopefully it will be our goal. We'll see here. Bujalev finding himself a little bit forwards here and waiting for some sort of opening to play off of. Bozdoga on top of the box, looks to have a crack himself, saved by the goalkeeper, and showing that he is a threat a lot recently, Bozdoga, and he has definitely been one. Theo Jaggi has a shot from outside the area, and the ball finds itself back into play. Schalke really cranking up the pressure here. 25 minutes in, Jaggi heads it down. Oh, Chandan cleared off the line. Well, we've had plenty of chances, nothing to show for it yet. It's been a brutal match so far. Dynamo Dresden defending well, you gotta say. Bujalev getting forwards, Jaggi, Bozdogan flicks it through again, and the build-up play not quite coming off here. Finally back on our end, we find ourselves on the defensive for the first time this game just before the halftime whistle. Ball in the box and a shot from distance. Doesn't trouble Himmelman too much. Easy enough save. Although a little bit of a risky pass out of the back here. Shaw playing it forwards. Bozdogan, can we get one more chance? No, the whistle blows. We take it to halftime. Scoreline still level, 0-0, and a lot riding on this game. Well, it's been a tense one for sure. On the bright side, I really do feel like we've been dominating the game. Our team has clearly been the better side, but with nothing to show for it, it doesn't mean a whole lot just yet. Hopefully, we can find our footing here in the second half. Bozdogan getting forwards again. Chandan slipping it through. Bujalev, and again, the passing not quite coming off, although Bujalev doing well to win it back. Farfan, Chandan plays it through again. Skripski in some space now. What can he do? Lays it back. Oh, not too far off from Bozdogan, but again, it's been the story for Schalke so far. Cannot find that final pass. Farfan, though, found an open space there by a great pass from Chandan. Farfan still going, looking to cut it back, and again, good defending to cut that chance out. We've been the complete opposite of clinical in front of goal this game, and hopefully we can just find one chance to score the all-important goal here. Bujalev playing it through again. Chandan in the box. Too heavy of a touch, and it's saved by the goalkeeper. Well, how many chances do we need? 15 minutes left. Still nothing on the scoreline for either team here. Chandan, you'd usually peg him to score a chance like that, but unfortunately for us, you get the feeling here that we just might not find the back of the net with 10 minutes remaining. Cross into the box from the opposition, and a rare foray into our half. Top of the box again. Stark plays it through, and it's in the back of the net. Absolutely heartbreaking for Schalke. We played so well all game, couldn't score, and just like that, this script is completely flipped as Dynamo Dresden, despite barely having a look at our goal all game, finds the opening goal, and just like that, they take the lead. As things stand, they take the win home, all 3 points, and that would be a big blow for us with barely any time remaining in this season. Can we find some sort of response? The tail end of the game here, Theo Jaggi plays it through. Bujalev trying to sneak his way through. Sidi Sane hopeful cross into the box, and again doesn't find the feet of anyone. 2 minutes left here, and unfortunately nothing comes of the final chances of the game. Schalke suffered defeat at the hands of Dynamo Dresden, who moved their way up from 3rd place. And that really hurts. We've been in good form recently. A win here probably would have secured us in terms of a promotion at least, let alone holding on to 1st place. But things starting to slip now. Not a whole lot of time to turn it around. That one hurts. So we got to see some sort of big response from the team in the remaining time this season. All right, well, fortunately, somehow we've hung on to 1st place. I guess we knew that with Dynamo Dresden so many points below us, but it's a 1-point game now. 67 points, we sit on 66 for both of the teams below us. Fortunately, with some of the teams below that slipping up, promotion is looking very likely for us. So looking forward to next season, we have a couple players running out of contract, you saw there. I'm trying to renew Schuler. We'll figure out the rest of the players come the end of the season, but we get back to games here, 2 remaining this season, and Schalke really looking for another victory. We desperately need it. We cannot afford another slip up with only these 2 games remaining. Let's get back to it. All right, well, nothing less than a win is acceptable against this 10th place side. We're in front of the home fans. We've more or less had good form over the last 2 episodes, last 10 or 15 games, but I just feel like we keep slipping up in the games that matter the most against the sides close to us in the table. We've had a couple of those heartbreaking results over the last couple of weeks, and we just can't afford another, especially at this point in the season. Farfan using his pace and using it really well to carve open the opposition defense, getting himself in the box, puts one up. Not a bad cross at all. But pressure continues here from Schalke. We need to see much better. Bujaleb, outrageous touch and a shot to match it. Saved by the goalkeeper. Well, our center mid, how about that? He's full of skill. He's dropped off a little bit in terms of productivity this season. He obviously started super hot, scoring goals and assisting, but still a very important player for us. And just like that, again, our center back's the one to step up and take the game into their hands. Hugo Hawkins pummels that into the back of the net, really off of the corner. Really powerful header, clean past the goalkeeper. Between he and Shaw, like I said, they're taking matters into their own hands and trying to make some sort of difference scoring goals here. It's his first for the season, but it could prove to be one of the most important goals for the season if we secure a victory here. Skripski getting involved and getting forwards, looking for an opening, and still going past his man, cutting inside. Steven Skripski, Chandan can't get the shot off. And again, it doesn't quite come off for our winger, but he did really well to open the space up, and that was not far off at all. Back in our direction now, the opposition looking to change things just a little bit. Ball over the top, well covered by Oaks, who's done well at left back, although play continues here, and a weak enough volley straight at him moment does not trouble our goalkeeper too much. We're coming up to halftime now, and we need another goal to really secure things here. Chaw getting himself forwards, and still going. Malik Chaw picking out Bujaleb, running into the box. Can we finish? Centered, Chandan, it's over his head. Bozdogan there to follow up maybe. He can't quite get it off there. It's into the defender again. I feel like we have so many of those half chances there, and it's just not clinical enough for this team. But a lot of young players in the side. I think that we'll get that maturity with age. We've seen it before with teams. Obviously, Chelsea was ruthless when we were in charge of them, so hopefully we can just mature a little bit as this team climbs back up the divisions. Bozdogan getting himself forwards again, and while it doesn't come off, he is proving to be a continuous threat here. Coming into the second half, we are still looking to grab a second goal while defending our lead here. If we can keep a clean sheet, we are through to the 3 points, but we don't want to rely on that. We've seen what can happen late in games like happened last time around. Chandan picking the play out for Bujaleb in space. Chandan still going, doesn't quite have the pace, but he maintains possession and gets a shot off on goal. Not bad from the captain. Not enough to test the goalkeeper, but it was a good chance. Lovely flick over the head of Hawkins here. Finds Chiela in space, and Shaw does really well to cut that chance out. A couple decent opportunities coming back in our direction, but the defense holds strong, and hopefully they can do so for the remaining half hour of this game. Really towering header there by Becker. Farfan flicks it over his man. How about that for some chest control? And he's still going. Farfan, can we capitalize now? We got numbers forwards. 4 men in the box. Bujaleb shot at goal, and he finishes. Well, there you have it. I was just talking about how he's dropped off a little bit in terms of his goal scoring, but he proves me wrong and steps up to the challenge. Bujaleb, our number 8, scoring once again, and really between he and Bozdogan, the two of them are proving to be a big threat in the opposition area. Both can score goals as well as move the ball around and are decent in the defensive sense, so we have 2 really good young central midfielders on our hand at this point. Sidi Sane Cutting inside, the substitute making an impact already. Bujaleb in the box for Oaks, looks to have a shot from outside the area, and it is blocked by the defense. Not a lot of time left, and I think we are definitely on our way to a victory at last here. Trying to close down play to make sure we don't concede late in the match here. Chaw does really well to cut it out, and although it is deflected, it does go out of play. The whistle blows, and our defense remains strong to hold on to the clean sheet. 2 goals this time around. Big step up from our usual 1. We'll take it, and especially we will take the 3 points. 1 game left this season, and I think things are looking good. If everything else went according to plan, I think we have guaranteed ourselves promotion at least, and now it's time to go for the title. If we win our remaining game, we will get there, and let's see how things panned out in the meantime. All right, well, it has panned out well for us. The way things stand right now, like I said, we are guaranteed promotion at least, with the points having gone favorably for us in that last game week. So on 70 points, we can win the title. All we need is a win in our last match, or if we don't win, we need the other 2 teams right behind us to lose. It's only a 1-point difference between the 3 of us right now, and Schalke in the more favorable position. So we go into our final press conference of the season, and a game that determines a lot. Fortunately, it's a big weight off on our backs, having guaranteed promotion, so we can at least just celebrate that fact, but we won't let up until the season's over. We want the title. It would mean a lot to this team. So let's do it, guys. I'm a little nervous going into this one, but I think we can take it home, and let's give it our best shot. Alright, well, this is just set up for a scrappy game, isn't it? We're under some heavy rain here. It's an away matchup, and the team is desperate to get a win here and take home the Division 3 title. It would mean so much. We've battled hard this season, and really, despite not even having our eyes on the title and not being too close in the running for most of the season, having just fought ourselves to win promotion, we suddenly find it in our control here, although the game's starting on a bit of a rough note as we struggle to take control of this match. The opposition really giving it to us here in front of their home fans, looking to close the season out on a strong note. We are defending resiliently, but coming under a lot of pressure in doing so. Looking to just not concede the first goal of the game. Hopefully we can get things back under control, but as it stands, we've barely been able to keep up with their press, really, and keep a hold of the ball. A lot of sloppy possession, giving it away there. You can see Chandan being forced into a really sloppy tackle, and at this point, we're just desperate to keep the scoreline level. Chaw closing down now, and our backline does remain strong, forcing them into a shot from distance here. Himmelman makes easy enough work of that. We just got to change the tides a little bit here. 15 minutes have passed. We've barely even gotten the ball into their half, if we even have. I don't even remember crossing the halfway line just yet. It's been a very, very tough match, and really fitting to end the season on this kind of note, I guess. Jaggi brought down, and again, no call given. Frustration building up in the Schalke camp. Jaggi forced into a tackle there. Maybe a little bit of retribution, but unfortunately for us, a dangerous free kick finds itself just wide of the post. 25 minutes in, and again, all the pressure has been coming into our end of the pitch. Jaggi looking to get that ball away and eventually finds the outlet to Skripski. Well, there you have it. We've finally crossed that halfway line, and hopefully now it can be the turning point for this game. Skripski, we have made it hopefully through the worst of the game. Chandan giving the ball away poorly there. Really sloppy mistake in possession, but Bozdogan ends up getting the ball back. Chandan looking for the outlet. Jaggi, not a whole lot of options available here. Skripski looking to play that ball through. Chandan again plays it through for Oaks on the overlap here. Can we find some sort of opening? Schalke finally a decent bit of possession here. Jaggi top of the box. Chandan slips it through. Skripski's touch lets him down. It was a really well-worked opportunity, but it doesn't quite come off. Better from Schalke as we near the halftime whistle here. A lot of chances coming back in our direction still, but we've really kept them, to the most part, from areas that just aren't that threatening, and the scoreline remains level, so things are looking favorable for us. All we need is a goal to turn the tides a little bit here. Coming to the end of the first half, we just have to make sure we go into the second with the scorelines still level, and it is shanked wide of the post. No need for a save there from Himmelman, but man, it has been a tense one. One of the harder games I think we've played all season long, and Schalke coming under fire for the entire 45 minutes. As we come into the second, hopefully this can be a different story for us, but again, I fear that things might not go our way. Theo Jaggi giving the ball away, and again, possession just not really flowing for Schalke like it usually is. Hawkins forced into a bit of a rough tackle there outside the box. It's a yellow card and another free kick headed in our direction. Something's got to change here. Well, I guess with promotion guaranteed, we have a lot to play for. We can risk a lot on this game, so I'm going 3 at the back. Let's throw everything we have at this game and try to just score some goals and change the tide a little bit here. Unfortunately for us, though, the opening goal does fall to the opposition. They find it off a bit of a sloppy bit of play defensively for us at least, leaving a man wide open in the box. And really, with the way things are going, it's not looking good for us. Like I said, we barely had a sniff at their goal all game long. And if things continue the way they are, I'm not sure that we'll even get another. Pressure continues, really, despite being a goal down. We are just finding ourselves on the back foot, eventually winning the ball back. It's been a rough and tumble game, a lot of really nasty challenges flying in. Fortunately for us, no call given, and we find ourselves with a rare chance towards the opposition half. Bozdogan getting it forwards. Chandan just looking for some sort of opening. Bujaleb plays it back through. Bozdogan slips it through again. Chandan, great touch, better finish. Well, just like that, a goal out of nothing, and Fatih Chandan, the man to do it once again. Half an hour left to play here. Schalke, let's give it everything we got. Like I said, we got to go for the title here, and we need a goal to guarantee it, really. A draw probably wouldn't be enough with the two teams behind us. If either one of them win, they would go top. So let's throw all of our attacking power at it. Igel Brook coming on. He scored some important goals already this season. Let's see if he can do it again. And while we're at it, Huntelaar can say farewell to Schalke, retiring at the end of the season. I know he hasn't featured much, really Chandan being the preferred striker over the course of the season. It is a shame, but he'll at least get to say his farewell, and hopefully he'll go out with a bang if he can play some sort of important role in us going on to win this match. Brook finding the feet of Huntelaar, first touch really in a Schalke jersey for a couple months after having suffered that injury, and really been sitting in the reserves since then after having not bounced back to top form. But we'll be hoping he can do it here. Blocked off there, no call given again, and with 18 minutes left, either team really could go on to score. And to be honest, with how tight this game has been, I do fear that whoever scores next, if they even can, will probably be the winner of this matchup, and I desperately hope it is us. It would be great to take home the trophy this season. But like I've said, the way things have been going, it's not looking too bright for us, although Huntelaar plays through a lovely ball for Farfan, who's still using his pace. The 36-year-old still got some legs in him, crosses it up, back post, Igel Brook finishes. Well, you couldn't script it any better. All of our important players getting involved there. Huntelaar coming back on for his final appearance in a Schalke jersey, plays through that lovely ball. Farfan, the experienced Schalke player, puts that ball up to our young up-and-coming striker, who finishes again. What a fairy tale start to his life in a Schalke jersey for Igel Brook. You know, it's honestly crazy the way this game works out sometime. I couldn't have written it better myself with the players that are playing an important role here at the end of the season. And hopefully if we can hang on here, we see ourselves through to the title. Who would have thought? Bozdogan, one more chance. Can we make it 3 to put this game to bed? Skripski plays it through again. Igel Brook touch into space, using his pace against those tired legs in the back line. Oh, and it's poked away at a vital moment. Doesn't matter though, the whistle blows. We've done it. We're taking home the title. What a lovely finish to the season here from Schalke. Up and down results. I really wasn't even sure if we were going to win promotion, but we not only did that, but went on and took home the entire division. We finish in first place. What a performance from all these players. Tons of great storylines this season. The experienced players helping the team out. The youth players coming through the academy. Everyone pulling their weight. Best defense in the league. Some notable players really making their debuts this season. And finally, with Chandan having come off as a substitute, Huntelaar is able to lift the trophy here in his farewell game in a Schalke jersey. Lovely stuff. Soak it in. We finish this season on a high note. Alright, well, what a finish to this season. 38 games played, 73 points, and we edge out both of the teams below us by 1 point. If we didn't end up pulling off a win in that last game, we would have not taken home the trophy, and I'm glad we did. It was a really nice way to cap things off. Like I said earlier, I mean, it's just the way things worked out. I can't help but feel like we just have a great track record in these sort of situations. We easily could have dropped out had things gone another way, and maybe not even have won promotion in the last 4 or 5 games, but with everything said and done, we did, and I'll take it. We're moving up to Division 2, and bigger and better things coming for Schalke as we find our way just closer and closer with every passing season to getting back to the Bundesliga. Robin Himmelmann, I'm going to go ahead and say he was our player of the season. So many important saves. This season would have looked drastically different if he didn't bail us out in so many of those close 1-0 wins that we had. If we had really tied any of them, it could have been a drastically different season and outlook on the season for us. So well done. Also made the most appearances. Tied with Jefferson Farfan, who was a real mainstay in the team. 3 goals, 9 assists. Again, I would have liked to see those numbers be a little bit higher for someone of his caliber, but I mean, it was very important for us. He had some really crucial goals and assists. Obviously, he set up Brook on a plate for that last goal that separated the sides in our final game. Theo Jaggi did well. Bozdogan, one of the most notable players come the end of the season here. Maybe not the star of the show in the first half of the season, but he kicked it into gear. I don't know exactly what changed, but he started scoring goals and assisting, and you can't mention Bozdogan without Bujuleb. The two of them and the way we're playing now with those two more attacking central midfielders, they're pretty interchangeable going forwards, very similar skill sets, both young, both tons of potential, and I'm excited to see where the future takes them, really. Malik Shaw, maybe one of the most notable players this season. He was a stalwart in our back line, really. The center back was probably the best center back in the entire division this season, along with Hugo Hawkins. I mean, the two of them, you got to give credit to the partnership. They were responsible for us being the best defense in the league all season long, by a landslide too. We kept so many clean sheets, and we could not have done it this season without them. Now going forwards, obviously our offense was not the best in the league, but we had some decent experienced players leading the line. Fatih Chandan had a really solid season for us, completely revitalized our attack. He's another player who I think without, we couldn't have done this well this season. I mean, we saw what happened when he was out injured. We were desperate for goals, we were losing games, and then he comes back and sort of reassures the entire team. He'll be a good mentor for some of our young players coming up. Among them is Sidi Sane, who really maybe not had the best season. He got a decent amount of appearances, just couldn't capitalize on them. Again, coming into the tail end of the season, it was looking better for him. He's still so young. I'm not going to put any pressure on his shoulders. I think he will be an important player come the future, but we'll just have to manage expectations there. And finally, Huntelaar in his farewell season. Maybe didn't light the league on fire, probably didn't have his best season, but his experience was crucial for the youngsters in this squad. It was great to have him. I think it was just good for morale even, and it is a good farewell. And actually, finally, I do want to mention Igor Brook as well. Huge shout out to the young academy striker, not only for playing well in this career, but for getting involved, making a little cameo. Great guy in real life, one who I'll be watching with eager eyes to see how his career pans out. Timo Becker, among the players who is up at contract at the end of the season, I want to keep a hold of him, our right back. We're not really looking to invest in another right back. With our defense doing so well, we want to keep things as is. Some of the other players here, Huntelaar retiring, our goalkeepers can probably get passed on, but Skripski's another one that I do want to keep a hold of. So we go into negotiations here, and we're going to try to keep him for another couple of years, but unfortunately for us, big shocker here, as he does not want a contract extension. He wants it to run out at the end of these 2 months, so unfortunately we are losing one of our key front players who, I mean, obviously had a bit of a tough time in a Schalke jersey this season, not doing as well as he'd want, but I had fully backed him. I was prepared to do the same for next season, but it looks like he'll be moving on and we will need to turn our attention elsewhere in the market. We have some money to spend, I mean, not a whole lot. 3 million going into next season. We'll see what that gets us coming into Division 2. We'll probably still have to rely mostly on the players we have. We got a couple youth players coming up. I've blocked out the names here. I don't want to spoil it, but we have some new real in-game faces coming. Hopefully some more cameo appearances from these players as well. And here's a look at the academy. We have tons of players still ready to get the call up. Like I mentioned earlier, these are all real players who play for the Schalke Academy in real life, so it'd be really cool to get as many of them as involved as possible. We'll see. We'll let them grow for the meantime. I won't really spoil who's coming next season, but I think in the off season we will give the call up to a couple of players. So that's it for Season 1, guys. I hope you all enjoyed that. Quick reminder, if you ever want to check in with the squad, especially going into next season, and give me some feedback on who you think we should be signing, go check out respectthejeff.com. If you click on the Schalke tab, you can see the team as it stands right now, all of the stats for players for Season 1, and I hope you all enjoyed that as much as I did. It was a really, really fun season, and a lot more fun to come as we move forwards and trying to get this team back to the Bundesliga, and we're going to do so relying on youth as long as our financial situation is as rough as it is at the moment. Hopefully we can get some sponsors going into some of these later seasons, but only time will tell. In the meantime, if you guys have enjoyed this, please consider subscribing. It helps the channel out so much. I'll be back soon with Season 2 next week, but until then, I'm Respect the Jeff, and I'll see you next time.